on a Tigers announcer for 9 years. And I had said to my wife, one thing I always wanted to do was I want to be in horse racing. I loved harness racing. And I had saw Tioga Downs. I did the interview. I always wanted to announce horse racing. I would like to at least practice qualifiers if I could do that. Did get to do the qualifiers. When we were done at Tioga, I would go in a different room and practice. I just got lucky. James Witherite was the announcer down in Tioga, and he decided to leave. I did some real races that year at Tioga, and I also called races some here, and I also called some at Saratoga. So at least I had a bunch of races under my belt by then. And when it came time, Jason Bloom, who was just great, and Scotty Warren were on my side, helping me get the job with Jason Settlemore, who had to make the final decision. And all three of those guys were just tremendous, and they gave me my chance, and I started the first 2 years at Tioga. But boy, was it the best break I could ever catch, because once I got to know everybody, they're just great around here, and the people in the backstretch, all the horse people are incredible. At first, it's like, it doesn't come automatically, you kind of force it, but as you get going, you don't have to think anymore. Once the race goes, it just comes out. It sort of fits me, and that's, I think, important for an announcer. You don't want to do something that doesn't fit your style. I'm a little bit more of an excitable guy, and there's different ways to do it. I first get the final on a Wednesday, and we usually race Fridays and Saturdays. And what I do from that, I made my own program. I don't call right off of our regular program here. I call off a sheet that I made, and it gives me more the way I want to call it. Try to learn some of the owners. When we have Sire Stakes and stuff, there's a lot of different owners that I don't see every day, and usually you can have 6 different owners on one horse, and they shorten it in the program, so it's stuff I have to look up so I can know their first names and stuff like that. So a couple years ago, I was like, I want to do something for the drivers and the trainers like some of the other places do. And so I looked around, and I tried to find somebody to sponsor, and somebody mentioned right away, just talk to Joe Harrington, who does the wheels. He calls it winning wheels. He paints them. I mean, he just does a great job. When he says winning wheels, he isn't kidding. And he does a lot of homework on trying to make things faster, be stronger. I mean, he just does a great job. And we try to spread it out. There's different ways to look at it, and we try to get as many different guys as possible. And then we also have the Black Stallion Trainer of the Week and the Bourbon Express Groom of the Week, and that was Sal Vullo, who owns Black Stallion Restaurant. I asked him about doing the trainer, and he said, well, you know what, we'll do that, but the unsung heroes are the grooms. And he said, I'd like to do something for them. So he did, and yeah, I think everybody enjoys it, and it's a lot of fun. Right now, Frank Affronte has been the hottest driver here. He's currently the Joe Harrington's leading driver. He's had a great year. Barton Dias, brand new youngster, has been just terrific. And Leon Bailey, who'd won 2 straight Driver of the Year, and so he's right into the mix. And then you have the Canadian gentleman, Stephen Genois, and he's had a terrific year. He has to travel 6 hours to get here. So our leading trainer right now is Karen Warner, who a couple of years ago had won the training championship. And second is Jeff Sorensen, and he's had a terrific year. He was last year's Trainer of the Year. Both times was their first time ever at winning a training championship here at Vernon. Misty here, he had a great night last night. She got 3 winners. We're happy to have Cappy, Adam Capizano, back. He's a driver trainer. He had a couple driver trainer wins last night. And it's a great group. Trainers is usually always wide open. And we'll have to see where that goes at the end of the year. Now, Lightning Leon Bailey, I didn't give him that nickname, but it's fitting. And Frank Infronte, I call him Frank in front of Fronte. That one I gave him. I don't know if he likes it or not. He hasn't told me he hated it, so I still call him that. But Truman Gale, it's a night train. He's famous for winning the nightcaps. And in fact, last Saturday was the featured nightcap, and sure enough,
Tokyo Silster, the night train takes over. He's got another nightcap. It's Tokyo Silster.
I have to look it up. I know of the races that he's raced, he's at least one half of them. If they have nicknames, I think it's fun, and I think the fans like it. This company is actually pretty awesome, and it starts from the top. Jeff Gurrell loves horse racing, and he saved our track, and he started Tioga, and he really does. He loves horse racing, and one of the nicest things that happened when I was at Tioga my first year, at the end of the year, he came up, shook my hand, he goes, "I don't like walking those steps, but I had to tell you," and that really meant a lot to me. Really cares about horse racing. We're lucky to have him, and I'm real happy. And then right below him is Jason Settlemore, who I work with a lot more. He is just an incredible guy. He actually started as an announcer when he was a kid at 14. So it's been a great year here. We've seen a lot of new faces. We've got a new promotions guy, Stephen Gibson, and he's brought people that normally don't go. We got to see the mini horse races. We thank the Allers for that, Lizzie Beth and her mother Cindy. I even have a kid now that is my assistant race announcer. It's Joe Harrington's son, Ryan Harrington, and he's just 13 years old, and he's called a few races already. But I want to thank everybody that has come this year. It's been a great year here at Vernon Downs. I'm so proud to be able to announce here, and we look forward to seeing everybody again next year. Again, we want to thank Jason Settlemore and Jeff Gurrell. Because of them is the reason we're doing well here, doing better, and that they have faith in us. And I wouldn't be here without them. I'm just lucky to work for those guys.